I have learned to just not take too much time to go ahead and kick it off. You're always wondering, how should I start the video? Well, the thing that's in common with all of these artifacts, and they're just incredible. It's humbling just for me to see them and get them. It was more difficult to get them this time because they're all from a site that is, at this moment, ready. If you could parachute down there right this moment, I'm sure you'd find artifacts. No doubt. Crystal Beach. And I want to focus on these, but today I want to share a couple things, just some points of interest. I actually had to be out of work. It's flu season. I'm perfectly healthy. But, loved ones and children. So just taking care of the homestead. So we're going to look at some of these artifacts. Exceptional stuff. And just stirring up my heart for where I hope to be able to get out to. Hopefully this week or what have you. And maybe the weekend or whatever. We'll see. And if it's successful, maybe we'll get some live footage out there. But today, as I go through, I want to take a little bit of time to do this and just check out the pieces here that have come from the Crystal Beach. And you've heard the name many times. Unbelievable to me. And as I do this, my comments will come from a report. And I've probably previewed, we'll start with this point at Crystal Beach. I probably previewed today 25 different alternative news reports from lots of great contacts. I mean, even the Bible says, in the multitude of many counselors, there is safety. And that's talking about information. That's talking about truth. It also says, let the truth be verified in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. So you tie them all together and you listen very closely. And in that, you often start to see the truth become very clear about certain issues. Now, the Still report, love this point. Remember, they're all from Crystal Beach. Varied material. The Still report that I had the link on this video from Bill Still is just an excellent report. He's dry, if you will. He's an old school journalist that decided he couldn't put up with the crap from being inside the belt in Washington, and he left and decided some years ago to start to report on news as a true journalist the way he believed he should, and he's great. But he puts out a report. Look at this point. I've always liked the relief that they do. Evidence of it on the backside. I've always liked the reports he does just because they're concise and they're clear. No frill, just straightforward what's going on. And he's been following a couple things, and he's put out some really great information about Las Vegas. Have you ever wondered why the reports about Las Vegas disappeared from mainstream news media? It was a catastrophic slaughter, massacre, if you will. So he's got a new one here, a new report. New information has come out. It's confirmed everything that I've alluded to, that many, many people that I know have spoken about. The official story, it's the first thing that's concluded. Both autopsy reports and other things that have leaked out or come out of the FBI have confirmed that the official story that the mainstream news media tried to put out there for a week or two and then make it disappear was completely a lie. If you haven't heard that yet about Las Vegas, consider that. Completely a lie. Here's the point, one of the points that I actually decided on calling the site Crystal Beach. Completely a lie. For example, the patsy, as you would call it, in these major deep-end crimes, including John F. Kennedy, who we know now since the inside CIA papers were released today from, of course, individuals that have long since died. The CIA put the hit on John F. Kennedy, and a lot of people, that was not a story. The mainstream news media didn't want to cover it because it would have tied in everything that we believed about the deep state and about things that our government has been trying to pull on us. No longer. Information and freedom is winning out. So have confidence. The good news is that there's a lot of great stuff going on. There's no bad news today. But the what you call Patsy, which his name was, I think, Paddock, his gun really jammed at about 230 rounds, 200 rounds plus, and there was about 3,000 rounds downrange, plus many calibers, belt-fed issued weapons So there was multiple shooters. That's hands down. That's come out. Listen to the reports. Unbelievable. Paddock was connected, and they've already found the evidence digitally, connected to Antifa. He was connected to ISIS, and these are things that were alluded to and studied out before, that the FBI were ordered not to comment on, because there are corrupt elements inside that knew what was going on, and there was multiple shooting incidents that needed to be neutralized that night. It was horrible, terrifying, I guess some people would call it, and very interesting stuff happening. Forensics has already proven, both sound forensics and others, that there were multiple shooters. And if you haven't gotten that clear because of the lies of the mainstream news media, these are just some questions as we finish here. That's one of my favorite quartz points. I didn't even mention I was getting carried away. That I've ever found. Maybe I could find some more there. I call it dirty quartz, though. That's really a good look at what I call dirty quartz. The interesting thing about the Las Vegas Massacre is that the story went up and down so quickly. You have to ask yourself why. Why'd they make a story like that disappear? With that kind of evidence all over. And there was tons of footage, tons of people that were reporting about it, who were clear about what had happened. And none of the mainstream news media wanted to hear from them. There were really bad things going on. So we ask ourselves these questions as we finish. Look at this great Guilford from Crystal Beach. Little vein through it. Just a great little strip of rhyolite. Good looking artifacts. I ask myself, and these are going to be a couple political interest commentaries, if you will. I get a lot out of other people's reporting, and so maybe some people out there will be able to put things together in their mind better about stories they've heard come and go, but things that should have been a big deal, like the Las Vegas Massacre. Are you kidding? On October 1st, 2017. So I guess the last one or two that I will share here in this video is this Guilford Round. Great piece. And in terms of the Las Vegas Massacre, think about it in terms of the shooters. Who was the target? Clearly the target was a country western concert full of patriotic Trump supporters. That is clear. That is proven. And then you ask yourself a question, who were the shooters? Well, I do know that Saudi Arabia owned the whole entire floor, of which there are no video feeds that have come out, and the whole place is surveilled in a casino like that. But none of the video feeds from that floor were released from that night. I wonder why. Who were the shooters? Well, Paddock was related to ISIS, and the whole floor was owned by Saudi Arabia. There's bad things going on that night that killed friends of ours, loved ones. Great Guilford Round, isn't it? Could be some of those out there waiting. Fun stuff to think about. And then look at the scraper. So as I finish, the last thing people would ask themselves is, what reason? What reason would they do this other than hate? Other than hate? Well, they're trying to communicate a message. And it's playing hardball. They wanted to cower our president, President Donald Trump. They wanted to tell him and show him that they were in control, that they could do whatever they wanted to his supporters at any time they wanted. It's sickening. But he's not one to be cowed, and we're not one to be cowards. That's for sure. No doubt about it. Donald Trump ran on a campaign of being strong, of being brave, of not being a coward to corruption. And that's what they're having a fit about. So that'll do it for that half. And I'm going to finish it up with that. I appreciate you tuning in. All in all, I hope you find out there. Good look at the beginning of Crystal Beach, where I'm going to try to make a path to get out there. Appreciate it. Consider what I say. And check it out for yourself.